Hey everybody, I'm here to give you a review of the Mackie Onyx Blackbird, this device right here. First things first, it's got 8 microphone pre's, it's got 2 what they call super channels on the front of the unit, and there's nothing really super duper about them other than they have an added low cut filter, which is I believe 75 Hertz at 18 dB per octave slope, and they have an added high input impedance switch for guitar or 1/4 inch inputs. My results overall were better if I took like a cheapy passive direct box with a transformer in it and just run the guitar through that and then into the XLR inputs. Next to that, you've got a direct input monitor and 48 volt switch. The 48 volt switch here activates phantom power on channels 1 and 2. And then next you've got channels 3 through 8, and those XLR inputs are on the rear of the unit, clearly labeled numbers 3 through 8. I wish you could individually select phantom power on the channels, but you can't. Nope, you can't do that. So the monitor knob is really big, and it's an analog pot. You just turn it, and it's simple, and it just works. I really like it. And the headphone section, you've got 2 headphones out, and by default with these 2 buttons here, when they're pushed up, they grab the same feed, the same mix as what the monitor knob would have. But if you put these buttons in, the top headphone, if you put that in, you'll get a separate feed. You get it's got its own pair of A to D converters. You get your own stream. And even the bottom set of headphones gets even a separate stream from the top headphones. So you push that button in on both headphones and you can have totally different mixes or whatever you want to do. Honestly, most of the time I didn't have any mixes set up on that button, so I pressed that in and it would just essentially mute the headphones. That was 90% of the time what I would do with it. So I want to talk to you about the input monitor, the direct input monitors for channels 1 and 2. So channels 1 and 2 can be sent directly to your monitor or headphone for listening without going through any software. It is truly an analog in to out path. So it's really cool. You can just toss in 2 channels here, and then you can turn it up and send it to your monitor bus without having to do anything else. It is just really simple. Now on the back, you've got your IEC standard power connector. Next, you've got 2 Firewire 400 6-pin ports. And then you got word clock in and out. Word clock input is 75 ohm terminated, so you don't have to worry about getting a little BNCT with the 75 ohm terminator, and then you can just plug your device right into that. Next, you've got ADAT in and out. Next on the unit, we've got alt out, which is a bus that you can make whatever you want out of your DAW, or you can make it custom mix inside of the hardware. Next, you got your main out, which is by default your left right. Next is the monitor output, which gives you that convenient volume control right in the front here, which is super cool. And then after that, you've got mic input channels or line level input channels 3 through 8. At the very end, you've got 2 inserts here. Now these are unbalanced inserts for inputs 1 and 2. So if you wanted to run a compressor or something, it is an unbalanced insert. So tip being send, ring receive, and then shield is common for both of those signals. One of the little problems I found with this unit, so at 48 kilohertz and 96 kilohertz, I found an uneven noise floor. Now at 44.1 and 88.2, the noise floor is completely clean and there's none of this noise sticking up, no constant tone. But at 48K and 96K, you will have this noise. So I chose to run the units at 88.2 kilohertz just all the time. And turns out that worked out really well for half the stuff I was doing. And the making of this video that you are watching right now, we are on macOS 10.11, which is El Capitan. And why is that important? Well, this device, being made in 2011, doesn't have great driver support from Mackie. Now, there's really no reason for this. The drivers are for the DICE chipset, which is the FireWire chipset inside of the Mackie Blackbird. And TC Applied Technologies has made a macOS driver compatible with all the latest and greatest version of macOS, and it is signed and everything. And Mackie has chosen not to implement this driver that has already been made to combine it with the Blackbird driver to make an updated driver that functions with your machine. Trying to figure out the reasons for not supporting hardware. I guess planned obsolescence is their thing, so that's what they want to do, and so we can give them the finger, right, and make it work anyway. To get the Mackie Blackbird to work with your computer that's on 10.10 or newer, here is what you need to do. You need to reboot your Mac and hold down Command R, and you want to keep holding that so it goes into system recovery mode. Inside of system recovery mode, you can run the terminal. You run this command to disable system integrity protection, and then you want to run this other command to enable unsigned kexts to run on your system. And once you run these two commands, you want to reboot your machine, and you can go ahead and install the driver, plug in your Mackie Blackbird, and it will just pop right up. It's the coolest thing. Okay, so now that I've told you a few things about it, let's go ahead and take the thing apart and see what's going on the inside. You can see the power supply is over here on the right, and you've got inputs here, and then you've got your FireWire controller stuff over here, and it's a pretty simple layout, but it gets the job done and it sounds great. I actually really like these, and I liked them so much I bought 4 of them, and I hooked them all up for quite a number of years through FireWire and ADAT combined, and I was very happy. I wish Mackie would fix their driver issue, but it's not something that is holding me back in any way, shape, or form. So overall, I give it a thumbs up. You should totally buy one. I'm even still using it in conjunction with my Motu 16A, and I'm super happy with the results. So should you buy one? Yeah, you should totally get one. Or get 2. Get 8. Just kidding. No, but you could get 8. Yeah, you could. Alright guys, well thanks for watching my first video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and toss me a comment in the section down below. I personally really liked the Mackie Blackbird, and I think you would too, but that's just my opinion and I'm completely biased.